Welcome. This is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. A conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below. We want to divide the show up into 3 pieces here tonight. Where is the NRA today? What are our options and what's next? So I'm going to play host here for a second, give everybody a second to think about if there's anything else we want to address with, talking about where the NRA is today. And I want to thank Rob for asking Jeff to give us that insight, because that stuff about Wayne pulling this like little charade is insightful, but I heard something there that's even more devastating to me personally than the NRA issue here. Did you say Milius was on their side, on LaPierre's side, or was he on our side?
Milius was on their side. He was on LaPierre's side, and Dad recruited Milius back. And this is one of the things. So many of these people on the board of directors at the time were people that Dad had recruited onto the board, and Milius was one of them. Milius went in with Tony Macris. Tony Macris was Wayne's ACMAC guy. He was also Charlton Heston's personal PR guy, and he was the connection that allowed them to bring Heston in. And so it was John Milius, Charlton Heston, or John Milius, Tony Macris, and surprisingly also Robert K. Brown of Soldier of Fortune was in on that meeting, and they snookered this guy who was nominally one of Dad's guys, and used that. I spoke with Bob Brown a couple of years ago at SHOT Show and reminded him of this, and it's hard talking with Bob. He is so bloomin' deaf, but he didn't remember it, and so I got the Washington Post article, and I emailed it to him, and he said, "Wow, okay." And now Bob has been, for the last several years, one of the most spoken opponents of ACMAC on the board of directors, and it's kind of come full circle. But at this point, yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
That's sad to hear about Milius. Everybody on the panel is just a regular person. Do we all need to be doing this on our hobbies, or do you want people that are semi-pro playing the game for you here? I'm not here to entertain you. Everybody else is doing their own thing, but we could all use a cup of coffee. There's a thing called Patreon, the only thing that keeps me around. So I think my Patreons, those 200 people are what made this possible, along with the people in the panel, but they all have a Patreon account, I think, and I'm going to have those linked down in the description. So consider, if you enjoyed anything that you heard here tonight, buying each of these people a cup of coffee. And if this is a portion of a 2-hour conversation that took place in June of 2019 after the NRA national meetings. A conversation about NRA with Mac from Military Arms Channel, Jeff Knox from Firearms Coalition, Rob Pincus from I.C.E and 2AO, Shawn from We Like Shooting, and Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Together, we talked about the current state of the NRA, where it's going, and what we can do. Links to each of the participants and the full 2-hour conversation are available below.